Good day to everybody. I'm here getting an oil change right now, and I figured I'd come on here and maybe do some questions. And I also figured I'd come on here and go live because I really can never go live at my house. Still haven't really gotten the Starlink. Trying to figure out if you can hear me. Press one in the chat. Trying to figure out if the Starlink actually works in this country. I've been hearing conflicting stories about you know you're able to have it and then it works for about 2 months, and then after 2 months it kind of goes out and the service is messed up or something like that. So I really haven't went and got the Starlink device because I'm waiting to hear back from the government. But I don't think they want to talk to me about that because they probably really don't have any understanding or idea. But from what I've been hearing, Char one, thank you, appreciate that. I think from what I've been hearing is the Starlink device, it lasts for like 60 days, and after 60 days you really can't access it or whatever. I honestly don't know, and I really can never go live at my house because my service is really choppy. Is the service good here? I'm at this oil change place to get my oil change, and I figured I'd take advantage of going live because I never go live. I would love to go live at home, and the only way I'm going to be able to do it is Starlink. I don't even think I can use my hotspot and go live. Where you from, Char? United States, Central America, South America. Where you from? Thank you for tapping in. I'm doing a fast today, so today I'll be just drinking all coconut water. I think I'll be doing that tomorrow too. Just went and picked up a gallon. Dropped my laundry off this morning, and doing my oil change. Got some guys at the house performing a few tasks. Texas, Texas. I almost bought some property in Texas, Waco, Texas, and also um, I was in Houston looking for a while, and I was also in what's that space between Arlington and Dallas? There's a place in between Arlington and Dallas, Fort Worth. I almost bought a duplex in Fort Worth. Fort Worth was probably my most closest that I bought that duplex, but when after doing all the research and due diligence, I realized that there was an oil company out of Oklahoma that had the mineral rights. So I pulled out of that property. In Texas, you got to be careful if you're buying property because a lot of the mineral rights are taken and sold to those oil companies, and you don't really get the benefit from that. At least from what I was reading in that paperwork, they had already paid the previous probably 2 or 3 owners ago, and I would have been locked out of that. So I don't know. Texas is interesting. I like Texas though. Some parts of Texas. The few places I went to, Waco, wasn't too interested in Waco in regards to aesthetics. Houston was a pretty cool city. And you off grid or you in the homesteading? Done? Thank you. All right. That was fast. Thank you. Wow, they're done with my oil change already. I didn't even get to spend no time with y'all on the live. I've been here for a little bit, just uploading some videos, but yeah, I wish I can go live more often. See, smart man without pulling out without mineral rights, the land is worthless. Yeah, if I wasn't in real estate and I didn't have a background in real estate, I probably wouldn't even have been worried about mineral rights. And a lot of people, when they're buying property, they don't really focus on that kind of stuff. In fact, here in Central America, in Belize, they don't allow you to take the subsurface rights here. And that was one of the negatives, and that was one of the reasons why I didn't want to purchase here. That was the only reason why. But after thinking about it, I'm like, you know what? Whatever. It's not like it's a just me thing. It's a countrywide thing. Nobody here owns the mineral rights, from what I know. So yeah, looking to transition to off-grid living. Best thing I ever did. Best thing I ever did. Um, I'm thankful. I'm thankful. But my car is done, and I don't want to just sit in here in that place. And I'll probably just get ready to pay my bill and get up out of here. Yeah, once I guess going into off-grid living, you don't want to go back. I think the electric might be off around here because as I'm coming to this place here, the AC is off, and I think they might have just got it turned back on. I just drove by the grocery store that I usually go to. They're closed. I'm telling you, you go off grid, you don't even realize that a lot of these places be having blackouts, especially here in this country. They have it sometimes where they're broadcasting it, and I don't. I just got rid of my Facebook just to focus on a few different social medias because getting on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and TikTok, and figured I'd just focus on two and put my content out through those platforms. Check with your I don't know which city you in, but either way, whatever county I think Texas has redeemable deed state. So I'm not sure how it would go there. That's a redeemable deed state, meaning that even if you buy the actual deed to the property or get the deed to the property, I think the property owner has a certain amount of time where they can come back and reclaim ownership of the property as long as they pay you back whatever penalties, fees, and surcharges, and of course, whatever the tax amount was. So you got to check in and actually be aware of each. I would say each state has different laws when it comes to tax deed investing, but each county has different laws. So you got to be careful. And any county you go into, you got to check to make sure that the rules and regulations or whatever is, they work in your favor or that you're following them. So you don't buy a piece of property and then realize later on that you got to give the property back to the owner because they're able to come back and redeem themselves. I know that Florida, if you buy a tax deed down in that state, any county, it's gone unless the previous owner has a really really good reason to take the property back, which they usually don't, because due process and giving notice, they give notice down in every state. They give notice, but they leave you little room for you to come back and claim your property. I wanted to come on here and ask where my subscribers are from, where everybody is from here, but I only have 2 people checking in with me, which is all right. Anyway, Char, appreciate you for tapping in. I'm getting ready to get out of here, pick up my will, pick up my car. I'm already here, but pay for this bill and get out of here and go home. All right. This is See Thy Wealth. Water your health. Drink a glass of water.